Greatest lessons you've learned in life.
Oh,
Wow.
that is a heavy hitter.
That's a heavy hitter.
Okay. Greatest lessons I've learned. I mean, so many of mine seem like cheesy because it's basically what most people just refer to as like growing up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like, I want to ascribe some spiritual element to it, but at the same time, it's so much of it is just maturity. I mean, this is super cheesy, but it's true, and it connects to my primary vocation as well. There's so many cheesy country music songs that boil down to like how much more they love their wife the longer that they're married. There's that like Brad Paisley, I thought I loved her then. No, we're gonna have to scrap that for copyright, but whatever.
Fair use.
Yeah, and that is so true. That's what I want to say to young people all the time who are about to get married. Like, dude, I know you're all about this right now, and you think this other person's the best person in the world, and you got all those butterflies. And that's going to go away, and it's going to be replaced by something so much better.
Way better.
And I'm saying that now, I guarantee you, I mean, God willing, in 30 years from now, I'm in my 60s, I'm going to be saying, dude, when I was 30, I like thought that I understood like what my vocation was and how to love this person right. Dude, I had no idea what I was talking about, and now I get it.
Yeah.
And then when we're going to be 80, I'm going to say the same thing about when I was 60. At least that's my hope. That's been...
Absolutely. Nice.
Yeah.
Good lesson.
What else, Ben? What's the greatest lesson? I want to hear this. What's the greatest lesson producer Ben has ever learned in his entire life?
Greatest lesson I have learned my entire life. I think it would be that the things that really stress you out in life, you have chosen to let them stress you out.
Okay.
Like,
Good lesson.
you can absolutely choose to give those things weight and meaning, or you can say, no, those don't really affect me. Let me push through this. And so it's way in the rearview mirror.
But like, what if I'm on the FBI's most wanted list or something?
Then I think you
feel like
may
there's-
have
does it
a
apply
little
for
bit of
all of them,
a little bit of
doesn't it? Maybe it
stress
does.
there. Yeah.
But don't let it stress you, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, go
Live life. Live low.
Love.
Those banks aren't going to rob themselves.
Yeah, exactly.
We do not endorse any sort of violation of the Ten Commandments here on Honest to God.
Oh, that's a good point.
Although
right.
I have a great plan for stealing money from a bank.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about that.
Foolproof.
No, it does not matter.
Great lawyer.
It doesn't matter if that's on your mind. That's not what we're covering right now. Ben Barron's illegal life hacks.
Not illegal. Loophole.
Loophole.
So technically legal.
Does it have to do with rounding up the last cent like in Superman 3 in Office Space?
No.
Thanks, empty void to my right. I appreciate you. For the first time ever, I heard a strange ethereal echo bouncing from the infinite nothingness, and I really appreciated what may or may not be show notes Benny over there. What else? Any other thoughts? That's a great question.
I like it too. Yeah.
I got one.
Yeah.
So mine was learning how to be present. And so
Okay.
whoever I was talking to, whoever I'm around, to just give them as much of my undivided attention as I can. It's really just embracing that love thy neighbor as I have loved you. Because that's the greatest gift that you can give somebody is your presence, and clearing your mind, clearing your heart, not getting rid of anything on your heart, but clearing your heart for that person, whether it's a homeless person on the street or the CEO of Coca-Cola or the Pope.
Right.
That's one of probably the greatest lesson I've ever learned. How we got there, that's would take 3 Honest to God episodes at minimum. But so shout out to actually the man that's over this way, to Thomas.
That's Thomas.
Right after
Thomas.
I came back into the faith, he was the first person that I called, and his prayer ministry was just taken off. And so yeah,
Basically a long commercial for Zenith Ministries.
yeah.
Seriously though, check them out. They're fantastic.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
You're welcome.
God is good. It was a joy to have you reach out and have that time together. That was remarkable, really.
Thank you, Thomas.
Yeah.
Ladies, if you don't have one immediately, I have another one I'd like to throw out, and don't feel like you have to answer all of these. My understanding of masculinity, you talking about like leaving the faith and coming back made me think about this. My understanding of masculinity has shifted so much since I was, I don't know, a teenager, thinking that I was a man and doing all these things that I thought men do. And now the older I get, the more I realize how all of them were antithetical to masculinity, right? Like across the board. If 15-year-old me would look at me right now, he would be like, just blown up. Like, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? Why are you acting like that? Why are you doing all of these things? Because I had such a skewed understanding of what it meant to be a man and what my priorities should be in regards to everything from how I treat other people to how I love my wife to the kind of father that I'm trying and failing to be all the time and all of this stuff. But yeah.
So the Andrew Tate way is kind of how you thought it was.
I literally thought about bringing his name up and I decided not to. But yeah, no, it's fine. We can talk about it. What's he going to do? He's in a Romanian prison. Yeah, no, we can totally talk about that. But yeah, absolutely. That is antithetical, and so many, and I see why so many young men are attracted to it.
Yeah, he's like the Joker in Batman. It's just that he was the point of desperation that the mob essentially has gone to with this, the woke feminism that's plagued our world.
I think we've talked about this on the show before, but what he said, he says some correct things like your masculinity is good, but then the way he discusses masculinity is so emasculating, right? And it's this weird perversion of this machismo garbage that objectifies women and just lives to like in suffering and build up yourself as this arrogant, disgusting whole, right, of what masculinity ought to be.
That's right.
So yeah, this episode is not brought to you by Andrew Tate.
Good.
He can't.
Not at all. Yeah, he can't do it because once again, Romanian prison. All right, guys, John Henry Span here. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this, make sure you check out the full video. Also, make sure that you like, subscribe, and share it with anybody who you might think is interested. Thanks for being here.